Hey guys, this is the last video that I'm recording. The 740 game. Keep in mind that I just lost to Vela in overtime. Really, really tough. I won't talk too much about the game because that is Maddie's job. No offense, Maddie. But it is your job. I know I had a lot of air balls that game, so probably have some stuff to say about me, but I'm okay with it now. But at the time, I was not happy that I lost to Vela in overtime, so wasn't really happy to do stats for this game, but I cranked it out. It was a great game. Titletown had everyone, of course. Maddie's teams usually have great attendance. Even guys like Burge that miss a game here and there. He's been here every game. They've had like 5 or 6, 9, 20 games. Yet, perfect attendance. That's just Maddie. As for Noah's team, they were missing Richard Yao, Kevin Bliss, and Ian Rubiano. Now, we knew that Rubiano and Bliss would be out, but Yao was not in this game, unexpectedly. So Seth McLaughlin, he filled in for all 40 minutes. He actually did a really good job. Apparently, Mike Vela doesn't play his players, so when Seth had the opportunity to actually play on Thursday night, he didn't pass up the opportunity, and like I said, he played well, but we'll get to that. So to start things off, we had numbers on the board in the lead, 14-9, and at this point, Kofi had already hit a 3, Tang hit a 3, Seth hit a 3. It was impressive stuff. I didn't think it would last because without Ian, LeBlanc was going to figure it out. Burr was going to figure it out. Someone would eventually take advantage of the Seth matchup. He'd probably eventually get tired. It's not an insult to Seth, really. He knows he probably got a little tired towards the end. He'd admit it. But surprisingly, they kind of held on to the lead for the whole first half. Maddie hit a floater, 21-19. Still numbers on the board, but you have to make note of every Maddie floater. The one where he kind of does a stutter step and then does the floater that just irritates you when it goes in because he's like 5'3". I'm just jealous. I don't have a move like that. I don't have any iconic Samboy or vintage stuff. Just, I guess, losing. That's pretty much what I'm good at. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that more later. 22-22 after Burge made shot. He had 7 in the first half. That was a big one. That ended when Noah hit a 3, gave numbers on the board, another lead, 25-22. They got out to a 5-point lead, 29-24, but that's when Chaz Bells hit a 3 of his own. He was the second leading scorer of the half, best on his team, though, with 15 points. Kofi hit another 3 late in the half. He was on fire. He was finishing down low, mid-range. Just, no offense to Burge, but he was destroying him. And that's not even like an exaggeration. He was able to get anywhere on the court that he wanted. It helped that his threes were going in the first half. It helped that his mid-range shot was going in the first half. But even then, he was finishing layups in the paint. He was beating Burr off the dribble. I'm going to go on to say that this was the best half of B draft that Kofi has played. Without Ian, he had to play this way. And if he didn't, the game would have been probably a 15-20 point blowout. But instead, numbers on the board had a 36-33 lead at the half. Kofi had 21 points and 6 rebounds. I probably missed the block because, like I said, I'm still bitter over that Vela loss. So He had 21. LeBlanc, here's the story of the half. Without Ian playing, Maddie's team's at full strength. They are down 3 points, Titletown, and LeBlanc only has 2 points. That's not good. Tang was D'ing him up, and I feel like if I don't give Tang credit here, he won't be happy. Just put it that way. So as we're talking, it was me, Chris Cousins, Harry on the balcony, saying LeBlanc hasn't done anything. Or at least I was saying that. And first play of the second half, LeBlanc hits a 3. Nothing but net. That pretty much shuts me up. And then pretty much all my notes for Titletown say LeBlanc, LeBlanc, LeBlanc. Because if you look at the box score underneath the video, he had 30 points and 2 at halftime. Which means in 20 minutes time, he scored 28. It's tough to do. Which means a lot of notes will be about you. Doing some quick math here. They scored 41 points as a team, Titletown, in the second half. He had 28, so about 70%. But let's go back to the play-by-play a little bit. It was tied, still up 42-42. LeBlanc, another 3. Still setting more screens for him. A lot of times Seth was getting switched on to him, and Seth by this point he was playing well by his standards, but when you have a red-hot LeBlanc being switched on to a somewhat tired Seth McLaughlin, good things happen for LeBlanc, bad things happen for Seth, put it that way. And then 53-47 after another LeBlanc shot. Here's where Noah's team kind of hit a little bit of a dagger, it seemed like, when it was 53-47. Mike Minkoff hits his only 3 of the game. Normally when LeBlanc, like I said, on fire and someone else besides him is shooting, you're kind of happy about that. But then when it's Mike Minkoff hitting the 3, it's like it hurts a little bit because it's like a win when he shoots, which it's not an insult to Mike Minkoff necessarily. It's just more of all compliments to Marc LeBlanc. He's most likely going to win MVP. But there's a little light at the end of the tunnel because Seth McLaughlin on the next possession hits a 3, 56-50, just so he doesn't feel left out. I'll have his stat line here. He had 10 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 block. I can't post his stats online because he's not on numbers on the board, but he wanted a note of that, so I'll give him that. 59-52, Titletown regains a 7-point lead after a Burridge-made 3. Jeez, I'm getting restless. I probably look like a freak on the camera. I look kind of weird regardless. Let me adjust that. I look a little weird. I know that. Like I said in all the videos, I see myself, so it's really weird because I feel like a psychopath just talking to myself. Which is why I'm excited for next week. Jesse and I will be doing a write-up version of this. Same kind of video, just me and him. Not quite hanging with Beat Draft, not quite as painful to listen to as this, but it'll be worth it. This is just a demo week. So, Titletown, they give up a few more points to Kofi. It's 59-57. And the rest of the way, I don't have any more notes. Like I said, this is on Monday. The games took place 3.5 days ago, 4 days ago. So I don't quite remember, which is, I wouldn't say I procrastinated because I did put an honest effort to videotape these on Saturday. I said in an earlier video, I didn't really figure out till probably now, an hour ago. Up until now, I didn't realize how to upload them, so I can tell by these 10 free throws that LeBlanc made, he put the game away with some of those. Kofi just, I won't even put the blame on him. I'll just say that he just missed a couple shots in the final minute or two. But he finished with 35. He was the only reason why this game was competitive in the first place. Yeah, Titletown 74-67. They win. They are now 6-1, tied for best record in the league. Golden Boys has the advantage over them. Numbers on the board now 5-2, but Noah was not too upset about this. The fact that they were within 2 points with 5 minutes left without Ian. Well, basically with Seth replacing Ian, Bliss, and Yao. It's kind of a win for them. One of those like feel-good stories for them, but not quite a win, obviously. Like I said, Kofi was getting some rave reviews after this game from everyone. And that's about it. Gonna upload these. You're gonna be forced to watch them. And that's about it. So, have a good night, I guess.